Okay, so we are starting with the general characteristics of mammals. Here you can find the main characteristics of mammals. We have to understand what is the meaning of each word. We will begin with the first word, that is homeothermic. The meaning of the word homeo means similar or same or steady, and thermic means temperature. So if you take a mammal, they have a constant body temperature. In our case, our body temperature is around 38 degrees centigrade. In Fahrenheit, we call it as 98.4 degrees Fahrenheit. That temperature is maintained. If you go to Europe, you go to Antarctica, or you go to polar countries, you go to Sahara, you go to Thar Desert, wherever you go, your body temperature will be at 38 degrees centigrade. That means our body is always trying to keep a constant body temperature. Even if the temperature on the in the environment is above that level, below that level, our body is keeping a fixed temperature or a constant temperature. And such a type of animals which are keeping a constant body temperature are known as homeothermic animals. And there is another term called warm blooded animals. Warm blooded means because if you touch the blood of a mammal, it will be slightly warmer because that heat is slightly warm. It's like when you get hot, slightly hot tea. So the temperature will be around 30 degree. That is the normal temperature of most of the mammals. That is so their body is slightly warm. That is why they are called warm-blooded animals. So the point one is the regarding the homeothermic animals, because in order to maintain homeothermy, our body has to spend a lot of energy. Because if we are going to a polar country, their temperature may be around 0 degrees centigrade. So something is below 0 degrees. If you go to Canada or other places, temperature is very low. In such a situation, our body has to generate heat, and there is an organ in our body which is generating heat, namely liver. Liver is a principal organ which is concerned with production of heat, and that production of heat is an energy consuming process. So, if you want to maintain a constant body temperature, your body needs to spend a lot of energy. That energy is actually came from training or utilizing our nutrients like glucose, amino acid, or other types of nutrients our body to be utilized. It is by utilizing these nutrients our body is producing heat. So that means in keeping the body at a temperature of 38 degrees is a very energy consuming, expensive process. That is why very few animals, only higher animals are maintaining homeothermy. We go to a snake or an amphibian, they are not maintaining homeothermy. Their body temperature varies with the temperature of the water, temperature of the environment. The temperature of the environment is 10 degrees. The temperature of the body inside the reptile will be also 10 degrees. So because of that, reptiles are not able to survive everywhere. Reptiles are only present in only countries which are warmer in the water, in the water, which are hot climate. But that is not the case with the mammals are capable of surviving anywhere there. They are present in Antarctica, polar countries, desert countries. That is the advantage of maintaining homeothermy. So homeothermy enables for the animals to survive in any place on there because they can maintain a constant body temperature. Second feature by which we can very easily distinguish a mammal is by looking at its skin. Now, you have you noticed the skin of a amphibian frog? Can you find a hair on the body of a frog? You will check the body of a reptile, any lizard or any gecko or crocodile. Can you find any hair? If you examine, then there are a lot of fishes you take. If you observe the fishes, can you find any body hair there? There also we cannot find any body hair. So there were no. Okay, so that is one important feature. So in the case of mammals, their body is provided with the body hair. So so presence of body hair. If you get an unknown animal and you are seeing body hair all over its body, then you can easily conclude that this is a mammal. So all mammals are provided with the hairs on their body. And what is the purpose of bodily? In most of the cases, it is protection from cold. To some extent, it is protection from cold. Is the because that is why if you go to colder countries like Arctic region, there you can find many animals which are having a very thick body hair, like polar bear. They have very thick like covering the body hair. So presence of body hair, the primary purpose of body hair is protection from cold. Then there are two other glands are also there. They are known as sebaceous gland as well as Surrey gland. We have studied about this Surrey gland and what is the purpose of Surrey gland? To produce Surrey gland. So what is the main function of Surrey gland? It is producing sweat. Because if you are going to if you are standing below the sun, after some time your body starts sweating, perspiration will be there. And sweating will be releasing a lot of water from your body. And that water is evaporating from your body. That evaporation is causing it is creating a cooling effect. Because when we stand below a fan, the sweat will be produced from your body. And the sweat will be evaporated, or that water present in the sweat will be evaporated. Evaporation is a cooling process. That is why when we are sitting under a fan, we are feeling much better. And there is a cooling effect. And that cooling effect is actually created by the evaporation of bodily sweat. The evaporation of bodily sweat is giving a cooling effect. So primary purpose of sweaty gland is it is acting as a cooling mechanism. Because all mammals are capable of surviving any kind of body temperature, any kind of environment. You go to desert country or a semi-desert country, mammals are surviving there. So for the mammals to survive there, they should have some mechanism. So with this of reptiles, they are not provided with so many sweaty glands. Then amphibians also do not have so much sweaty gland. So sweaty glands is actually a mechanism for cooling your body. When your body gets too much air, when your body gets too much hot, your body has to be cooled down. That cooling process is actually done by the sweaty gland. They are creating lot of sweat or water. They will be releasing lot of water to your skin. Then water is evaporated. That evaporation is causing a cooling effect. So that is why have you noticed that the water in a pond will be always cold? Because there is evaporation of water from the pond, and that evaporation will be taking away excess heat. Same is the case in our body. When sweat is evaporated from our body, that is creating a cooling effect. That is taking away excess heat from our body, so our body remains at a constant temperature. So sweaty gland is a mechanism to keep our body at a constant body temperature. Now, what is the next gland? About second gland also you have studied. You might have studied about sebaceous gland. In +2 class we have studied about sebaceous gland. You don't know what is the function of sebaceous gland. Your skin is very soft and smooth. What is the reason? If you touch your skin, right now your skin is very smooth. But if you go home and touch the skin of your grandparents or grandmother or grandfather, their skin may not be as smooth as your skin. What could be the possible reason? Because the sebaceous gland is producing an oily. That oily liquid is keeping your skin soft and smooth. Because when you get older, the amount of sebaceous gland will be reduced, and also amount of the fluid or sebum produced by the sebaceous gland also decreases, and the skin gets more wrinkled in the age of old age. So purpose of sebaceous gland is that their purpose is to keep your skin soft as well as smooth. That is the main purpose of sebaceous gland. So in all mammals we are finding these second gland is a sebaceous gland. In this sebaceous gland, their purpose is to keep your skin soft and smooth. That is the main function of the sebaceous gland. Then we have a mammary gland. Mammary glands are basically modified sweating glands. What is the function of mammary gland? All mammals are provided with a mammary gland, and their main function is producing milk. So this is another unique feature of mammals. You take reptiles, birds, or amphibians or fishes. They are all chordates, they are all vertebrates. But none of these animals are having the capacity to produce milk. Why mammals alone are having this feature? And nature has a reason for that. Because mammals are the most advanced type of animals living on Earth. Why mammals are so advanced? Because they are well protected, well cared. So it is actually the milk is actually like drinking, it's a all-purpose food. It gives you enough amount of nutrients, gives you enough amount of energy, it gives you the protection by providing antibodies. So when a child is drinking milk, the child doesn't need any other food. Even if they used to even call baby, for the first 6 months, exclusively the child needs only milk. They don't need any other thing. It's only after the sixth month we are gradually introducing food. That is the right way. And if you are introducing food before, introducing other kinds of food before the sixth month, you will be having lot of trouble because the stomach of the child may not be prepared for that, may not be ready for accepting any solid. So up to the age of 6 months, a human baby doesn't need any other than milk. So milk is actually giving the nourishment needed by the mammals or mammal or the young ones of the mammals. That is why all mammals are provided with the mammary gland. Other than mammals, we cannot find no other animal we can find mammary gland. So presence of mammary gland is a unique feature. That is why mammals are known by the name. The name mammals also came mammal. Mammal means the milk producing gland are known by the name mammal. Then second is the diaphragm. Have you seen a diaphragm? A diaphragm we have not seen. There is a structure called diaphragm. We go to the museum after during the interval. There is a skeleton there. Now below our ribs and between our ribs and the abdomen, there is a muscle, very thick muscle, and that muscle is separating your abdominal cavity as well as your thoracic cavity. So the muscle membrane is a very thick muscle membrane, and that is between your thoracic cavity, your upper chest cavity, where the heart, the lungs, and the ribs are all present. And abdominal cavity is the lower cavity where your stomach and intestine are all present. So between these two chambers or these two cavities, we can find a separation, and that separation is formed of a kind of muscle. That muscle is known by the name diaphragm. So purpose of diaphragm is to separate your thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. And diaphragm is a very important structure. The purpose of the diaphragm is that it is helping in respiration. Because when you are taking oxygen into our body, you can see that your chest is expanding. If you breathe in, your chest will be expanding. That expansion of your chest is actually helped or facilitated by this diaphragm. So diaphragm is a structure that helps in respiration, that helps in breathing. So in only mammals we are finding diaphragm. No, in reptiles or birds we are not finding any diaphragm. So diaphragm is another unique structure that is present only in mammals. Then we can find three middle ear bones. Have you studied about the middle ear bones or ear ossicles? Three very small bones in your ear. What are they? They are known by the name ear ossicles. You have studied it in plus two class. Can anybody tell? There are three small ponds. They are popular. They are known, otherwise known by the year now. One, the name of one is Malleus. Can you tell other two? Malleus, Incus, and there is Stapes. Malleus, Incus, and Stapes. So these ponds are known by the name ear ossicles, or also known by the name middle ear ponds. And purpose of this middle ear bonds is that because we have our outer ear. At the end of the outer ear, we can find a membrane. We call that membrane as an eardrum. Now, whatever sound waves that are reaching the eardrum has to be taken to the inner ear. And for that, there is a three bonds are connected with each other. These three bonds are known by the name middle ear bonds, otherwise known by the name ear ossicles. These are the three bonds which are helping in carrying or transporting sound from external ear to the inner ear. From the inner ear, the sound will be taken to the brain where it is processed and you are hearing the sound. That is how the mechanism of hearing is taking place. So, in the mammals, we have various three small bonds formed by the nearly signals, and they are helping in transmitting the sound from outer ear to the inner ear. So this is how the sound transmission of the sound is taking place, and that is also another unique feature or another salient feature of the mammals. In other animals, we are not finding this ear bonds or middle ear ossicle. The next is the neocortex. Neocortex is actually a special region of brain which is helping in seeing and hearing. Because one feature of the mammals is that mammals have a higher ability for vision. Because if you take human beings, 90% of our knowledge about the environment is through our eyes. Because most of what we know is reaching our brain through our eyes. So, vision or seeing is a very important process. But that is not the case in all the mammals. If you take a lower mammals like monkeys or other smaller mammals like rats or etc., they are using the hearing is a, for example, dog. Dog is a very sensitive hearing. So in those animals, like in most of the animals, the regions of the brain which are concerned with hearing and seeing are highly developed. Right? That is the purpose of this highly developed region known by the name neocortex. Neocortex means upper portion of the brain or outer portion of the brain. The brain has an outer portion or outer covering which we call by the name cortex. A certain region of that cortex is known by acting as a neocortex. It's very important in processing this vision as well as hearing. And these regions are only present in mammals. Then here you can find the structure of the brain, structure of the skull is shown here. Then here this is the picture showing the diaphragm. This is the thoracic cavity. Between the thoracic cavity and this is the abdominal cavity, we are finding a membrane. That membrane is actually formed of muscle. That membrane is known by the name diaphragm. Here you can see this is known as a diaphragm. So the diaphragm is a very thick muscular membrane. That muscular membrane is helping in the process of respiration. Here also you can find the ear ossicles. What you are seeing is this is the outer ear, and at the end of the outer ear we are finding a small membrane. This membrane is known by the name eardrum, otherwise known by the name tympanum. Now, connected with the tympanum, you can find three bonds, which are known by the name auditory bonds, and these auditory bonds. here or middle ear bones. They are also known by the name auditory bones. You can see here, this is the outer ear, this is the tympanic, this is the inner ear. Whatever sound waves which are touching the eardrum has to be transported or carried to the inner ear. And for that we have a system of bones known by the name ear ossicles. Here you can find the neocortex, and you can see the function of different regions of the brain. The purpose of the neocortex is that mainly our thinking process and rational process or logical events are all taken place in the outer portion of the brain. That is why in mammals, especially in human beings, the outer region of the brain are highly developed. They are highly wrinkled in the surface area. So that is why that region called neocortex is highly developed. Whereas there is another part known by limbic brain that is on the inner side. Our emotions, feelings are all centered from that region. And third portion is a reptilian brain or instinctual brain. People also called as a dinosaur brain because in the age of reptiles they do not have so much thinking capacity. They are mainly responding by natural instinct. When they are hungry, they will feed. They will eat something. When they see a baby or an animal, they will be caring. It's about instinct. And they are not controlled by any kind of thinking process, by any kind of logical process. So instincts are actually controlling reptiles, and that reptile portion is actually coming from this portion. The reddish region is mainly concerned with our instinct. So this is how the three major regions are there. But in the case of human beings and advanced mammals, who have a high thinking capacity, this neocortex, outer portion of the brain, is highly developed. But if you take the brain of a reptile, it is not wrinkled, it is smooth. Because the cortical region is not highly developed. But in the case of mammals, especially human beings, this cortical region is highly developed. That is why there is so many wrinkles are there, furrows are there. Purpose is to increase the area or increase the surface area. Then a few more points are there about the mammals. Then another feature of the mammals is that their teeth. If you look at the teeth of a mammal, their teeth is known as heterodont. Here you can find the teeth. Now if you look at the teeth, we can find four different types of teeth are there. Now since there are different types of teeth are there, we call it hetero. Meaning of the word hetero means different. Don't means teeth. So heterodont teeth means different types of teeth. What are the different types of teeth? It is mentioned here. One is molar, another one is canine, another one is premolar, and at the front we have incisor. So these are the four different types of teeth which are present in almost all the mammals. In human beings we have four different types of teeth. You take a lower mammal like a rat or mice, still you can find four different types of teeth. Another peculiarity, the teeth are thecodont. You can see that all the teeth are placed in a socket or in a hole like this. In a hole, the teeth is actually fixed. And theco means socket, just like the socket of a plug. So all the teeth in your body, under the body of a mammal, is placed in a hole or placed in a socket. And that kind of teeth is known as thecodont. That is the second point, thecodont. So going to the mammals, the teeth are heterodont, which means different types of teeth. Then they are thecodont, which means teeth are placed in a socket. Then third point is that diphyodont dentition. Di means two, phyo means set. That means all mammals are provided with the two set of dentition. You know there is a type of teeth called milk teeth. You have heard about milk teeth. Now, when a baby is 7 months old, slowly the teeth start developing, and that teeth will be there in the child up to 7 years. After the age of 7 years, a new kind of teeth will be gradually appearing. It is known as a permanent teeth, and that permanent teeth will be present in the person throughout the life. Right now, you all have permanent teeth because the baby teeth or the milk dentition has been completely replaced by a new kind of teeth, which is known as a permanent teeth. Now, so only in the case of mammals there is two kinds of teeth. The first form of teeth is known as the milk dentition. Only 20 teeth will be present in the milk dentition because the child is not eating very heavy things. So mainly purpose is to help the child to grow. So after the child reaches the teenage, so towards the end of the teenage, these milk teeth will be gradually replaced by new kind of teeth known by the name permanent teeth. So in the case of mammals, we are finding two set of dentition, milk teeth and permanent teeth, and that is why it is called diphyodont dentition. So going to the teeth, we have 3 points. One is heterodont dentition, ecodont dentition, and also diphyodont dentition. These are three points that have to keep in your mind. Then what is occipital condyles are present. Here you can find occipital condyles. Now, actually, here you can find that this is the occipital condyle. Here it is mentioned occipital condyle. This portion is that there are two occipital condyles are there. This is they are on either side of this hole. We can find two structures. It is because of the presence of this occipital condyle. You cannot turn your 180 or 360 degree, because if you look to the right or to the left, beyond that level there is a block. Beyond that you cannot, because two structures like this are there. They will not allow free rotation. 360-degree rotation is not possible. But in some mammals, to a higher extent, they can still rotate their leg, but still not 360 degree. Maybe more than 180 degree they can turn. But in most of the mammals, due to the presence of these two structures, known by the name occipital condyle, that act as a block, and that will prevent the 360-degree rotation. Then, coming to the lower jaw, what you are finding in the lower jaw is a single bone. Now, this is the blue color structure, and this single jaw is known as a dentary. Whereas upper jaw is actually composed of many bones by the union of several bones. This is the upper jaw. This portion is upper jaw. Is actually formed of number of bones joined together with each other. But that is not the case in the lower jaw. It is actually formed of only one bone. That very one, that single, very strong, very powerful bone is known as dentary. And dentary is actually helping chewing. Because if that bone is actually formed of 2 or 3 pieces, when we are eating some hard food, biting something very hard, the bone with the lower jaw may break. So there is no such a thing called breaking of lower jaw, because it is very strong. It is one of the very hardest and strongest bone in your body. So in the case of mammals, we are finding a lower jaw, and lower jaw is actually formed of one bone known by the name dentary. So these are the major features of mammals. We have to keep in your mind what are the meaning of each word homoeopathy. What is hair? What is the meaning of the word hair? Presence of hair. What are the types of glands, such glands and sebaceous gland? Then what is diaphragm? What are ear ossicle? What is the importance of neocortex? Then similarly, what is the importance of teeth? What type of teeth we are finding? The importance of occipital condyle, and finally the what is known as by the name dentary. Dentary is the single lower jaw bone. So today we will close here.